Okay everybody, welcome back to the channel again. This is of course yours truly, and today we are going to be continuing our airdrop conquest again. And there's been two projects I've been meaning to talk about for quite some time now. One of them is today's video, which is about Arbitrum, and on a later episode we are going to be also covering Optimism. And you might be wondering, well, why exactly we would be focusing on these two? They have already done their airdrops. Well, that's not exactly right. In case of Optimism, there has been 3 so far, which consists around 5% of the supply, but I believe there's 14% still remaining on the future airdrops of Optimism, so there's going to be multiple rounds for them. And Arbitrum is kind of on the same position where there's still money left on their treasuries, which might be allocated throughout different campaigns that they might be hosting. We obviously have the Arbitrum Odyssey, which likely is going to be contributing into a future airdrop of some sorts in a near date. Now there's obviously other criteria which we are going to be addressing in this video, which might be playing into that potential second airdrop under Arbitrum ecosystem. It needs to be also addressed that there are a bunch of different dapps in Arbitrum which are non-native and native, which do not have their tokens yet, which we are also going to be addressing in this video. Now Arbitrum ecosystem is very large, so I couldn't really include every possible dapp in this video. Like, there's only so much time in a one day to basically research all the tokenless projects out there. Arbitrum is massive in that sense that there's so many protocols on it right now, similar scale in Optimism and Ethereum, so I can't really do a complete picture on these bigger chains. I wish I had the time, but I really don't. So let's get started with some of the very fundamental things which we should address first here. Obviously, bridging is a one big thing. Using the official Arbitrum bridge is going to be one of them. Now, there's obviously these L3s which have recently surfaced. We have Zai, which are selling nodes. I bought one and I got the airdrop for that one. It's actually at new all-time high today as I was checking out. Then we have Rari Mainnet, which we did an individual video on. And then we have Arbitrum NOVA, which is going to be also a separate video. I know I said that like back in 22 when I did my Arbitrum initial airdrop stream. But yes, we are going to be getting around doing that NOVA thing because they might have their own governance token. It's possible, but we have to see how it's basically going. So basically, doing transfers here is going to be one of the criteria. Also, it might be that interacting with the layer 3 chains is also going to be part of the criteria on this new Arbitrum airdrop. If they're going to be planning to do that, they might also allocate certain Arbitrum rewards into these protocols, which are part of the layer 3 ecosystem, orbit chains as they are basically called, which is a pretty new technology, and I'm going to be expecting to see a lot more of these layer 3s coming out in the near future who are bullish on the Arbitrum ecosystem. But it's going to be heavily, I might have to do just a philosophical video about the EVM situation right now, which is not kind of like excluded from the airdrop discussion because it's kind of interesting. But yeah, let's see. And before we continue, I do want to remind people about my ultimate airdrop spreadsheet. I've been doing daily updates on it, and I think I'm going to be doing a lot more updates, especially today on it, because there's things that I need to add here which have not been added. I just been very busy with farming myself, so I wish I just had more time. So I'm going to be linking this on the description down below where you can find all of the rest of the links which are important. So let's start out with the speculation on the Arbitrum second airdrop. Now, in terms of like versus Optimism, in case you just had to choose like do Optimism or do Arbitrum, I would probably say Optimism because Optimism is guaranteed to do some type, probably 3-4 new airdrops in the future. Arbitrum is kinda, would say, give it 25% odds that they are going to be doing another distribution, but it's just going to be really hard to say what is this situation. Right now, one of the things I think are going to be the criteria is going to be governance. Now we have Tally, which is a great website. They don't have their own token yet, so they're going to be doing 2 stones with one bird. I did it again. Okay. And basically, there's 2 ongoing votes, which I voted for. You need to have Arbitrum to basically vote on these. It doesn't matter if you have 1 ARB or 2 ARBs. And I think you can Also, we have one that is going to be starting very soon, starting in a day. So I'm not 100% sure. Are you allowed to still buy Arbitrum and make it to this third vote, which is going to be happening soon? One of the things you obviously can do is find out delegates here. So where do we actually find them here on the website? Oh my god, maybe I have to go back in here, proposals. There we go, okay. So here you can also delegate. You can delegate to me, which is ligerwoods.eth. You can choose to delegate into some of these protocols here. One strategy could be to delegate into a protocol that doesn't have a token yet. So that would be interesting strategy, but I don't really see much things here on the list, which kind of warrants. I don't really see anything tokenless here, to be honest. So yeah, you can delegate yourself. So that's something definitely that you can do, or you can just delegate to somebody else. So that's one of the things that I think are going to be very important for Tally's own airdrop if it is ever going to happen. And governance things are usually heavily favored among certain hardcore communities. So I think it's a healthy thing to always vote with your tokens, because this is supposed to be like a collective experience in all together. Like we are supposed to all chime in, and maybe you don't always understand technological discussions about the proposals, but you can at least abstain from the vote in case you don't understand what is the vote really about. Another thing which recently got announced was Arbitrum Zorb. These Zorbs are, they are imagine.zora.eth is the official collection of Zora, and Zora has been, we have done a video on Zora before, and this is like $2, I believe. Let me see if we can actually see the dollar amount for the cost. Okay, it's a bit more than that. It's $4 to basically mint out this NFT, and you can buy it probably on secondary as well, maybe, and already 100,000 have been minted out. And you can have the option to basically mint this out on 2 different chains, or actually on Arbitrum or on Zora as well. Or maybe you are not able to. Let me actually see. Are we logged in? I think it's only on Arbitrum, but whatever. These are likely going to be playing into Zora's own individual airdrop, and it might be also a criteria for the upcoming Arbitrum airdrop. Now, a lot of the special important NFTs obviously were distributed on the Arbitrum's Galaxy campaign, the Voyage as it was called, and that has been gone. It's been months since that ended. I think it ended on December or something like that. And that's probably going to be some type of criteria. We did talk about it on previous videos, but it may not be the only criteria, but it might be some huge portion. So this is something I would mint, because I think it's going to be you're going to be playing into 2 different airdrops at the same time. So I think it's pretty smart in that sense. Moving on, we have Cororo Beasts. This is a game fee project, fully free to do, basically. There are different ways to participate on this one. You can buy a beasts. There are 2 different types of beasts. Ones that actually collect you points, which are, I think there was like some like origin character or something, origin beast or something like that. There are a couple of badges that you can do here, Twitter, Discord, and there are some, the origins are the ones that you can call. So if you collect origins, then you can get these different badges, and these are going to be getting you experience. And then there's a couple of different things like beast brawls, which you can also complete on, and then there's going to be a lot of quests which are also coming soon. Then there are quests. Right now there are no quests available, or it may not be available for me. And then there is a leaderboard, actually pretty easy to get on the leaderboard, with like doing a couple of tasks, you're already like in the top 10,000 or something like that. So that's pretty easy. And then there's obviously a referral contest here, which you can join into, and these are going to be getting you different things. And then there are the actual games, the Beast Brawl, and we can maybe take a quick look at this. Well, actually, maybe we should do like another video on this thing, but basically there's a lot of game fee projects going on in general, guys, right now. So this is another one that you can basically play, do a couple of these quests, and you're going to be eligible. Usually people don't over farm these game fee quests, so they're not as competitive. So I think you shouldn't really sleep on this one. But let's move on here. So one of the things we also have is Perpetuals, and obviously we have covered them on almost every video. One of them is Florence Finance, and if I don't remember wrong, they have raised over $10 million, or was it $15 million? So they have raised considerable amount of money. Also, by actually trading here, you are going to be getting Arbitrum rewards by doing taker and maker and fee rebates. So that's pretty good. And obviously, there is going to be some type of point system. You can sign under my code, budget. I don't know why I chose that name at that time, but and obviously it's just pretty much simple stuff here in terms of perpetuals. In case you're familiar with that, you know what's it's all up. And there's also vaults that you can participate on, and these are also going to be getting rewards. So this is also another interesting proposition for those who don't necessarily want to do trading, because leverage is hard and it's time consuming also, in my opinion, without bots and copy trading. So I don't necessarily like farming it too much myself, and they don't have their own token yet, so it's obviously getting two different rewards, Arbitrum and the Florence Finance eventual token. Another very huge and popular perpetual exchange right now is called Hyperliquid. They currently have already ongoing point system. Apparently I'm on bronze. It's pretty competitive by the looks of it, 26,000 people already in, but I don't know how much. Yeah, so this referral system here where you can bring people in. My code is Light Liger, and I think there's also vault systems, so you can deposit things here, I guess, and get an APR on them. And there's some other user force. I don't know what's the idea here, but it's interesting. 71 million already being locked in, so that's a considerable amount of money. And let's see if they're actually on the leaderboard. Can we actually see how many people there are? 4,000 pages. Okay, this is gonna take too long, but whatever. There's less people here than on some of the other top derivatives exchanges. So it's not like super farmed, but it's not your like very early either. So one thing to also look at. Then we have Florence Finance. This is kind of like an interesting system. I don't fully understand how it works, but basically you can mint out an NFT. I think this is only for the gas fee, and that allows you to get referral link, and then basically you can get people obviously under you, and you will be getting these Florence coins, and these are done through basically having Florence, which is pegged into Euro stablecoin AG Euro, which we have talked about on the channel as well. Angle protocol, which might have also an airdrop at some point for a governance token, but kind of loosely here. And there's a good understanding here in terms of like explaining how everything works. It's kind of interesting project, and the TVL is not half bad at 4.4 million as of right now, and 480k interest of being accumulated so far. So yeah, another one you should look into. Then we actually have a place called Tide Protocol. It's a new quest platform, which seems to be more on-chain. And this one actually has a couple of different quests for us as of right now. One is to swap. And swap has, it's like a lending protocol of sorts, and it's on Arbitrum, and they have a couple of Arbitrum quests here, raffles and NFT badges that you can collect. Pretty simple missions. It's across multiple different chains, might be worth looking into. And then there was another one which was also doing Arbitrum, which is Magpie. And Magpie, if I remember right, they are part of the layer 0 bridges. So I just think that they just, okay, we have the task completed, and I'm going to be claiming my badge. So you can do just one swap. It doesn't have to, it can be 2 cents worth of a swap, and then you're going to be getting this reward. And now I'm basically in for 2k Arbitrum airdrop. So this is kind of interesting. So, and then you're going to be getting experience under Magpie, which I believe is part of the Magpie's own airdrop. And let's actually I just want to be very clear about it, because now I'm getting Magpie DeFi. This was either layer 0 or either was wormhole. I'm not sure which one is it, but it's either one of those. So it's going to be valued pretty highly. And there's some interesting stuff here. You know, even eigenlayer boosts that you can do. Yeah, maybe I'm mixing some things up right now. There's just so many projects right now. But another one you should probably look into. Then we have Odos. This is basically a 1-inch style protocol. It's a price aggregator throughout multiple chains, including Arbitrum. And I think there are certain, like, I have multiple transactions here, which I think I have done through some wallet that I'm using. It may be Rabby, it might be the OKX wallet, or maybe Rainbow wallet. One of them is basically using this to route money. I'm not sure what exactly it is. We have Angle basically is using this at the same point. And Odos could be a very big contender for an actual airdrop. So this is something you want to definitely consider possibly to look into. But yeah, if you want to do swaps, very easy to do with this platform. Next up, we have Dex DAO. This is, well, Dex for DAOs. And you need a couple of invites to get in. I'm going to leave my invite link down below. And basically, it allows people to trade, you know, so providing tokens basically, and you can get rewards from that. So I think this you need to provide USDC, and you are getting the SysX10 Symbiosis DAO token or something like that. I'm not very familiar with this. The also cool thing is you can actually launch your own token. That might be a criteria for Dex DAO's own thing. So you want to do a token launch or something like that, and you can earn commissions by creating your own token throughout this platform, and it has already a governance underneath it. So it's kind of interesting design in that sense. So this is kind of like a more beginner level DAO launching. And so far there has been a couple of different platforms which have been invited, a couple of different crypto projects which have been launched through this. And then we have Dzap, which is simplifying DeFi swaps. And one of the reasons I wanted to feature is because it doesn't have that many people using it. Only 2,000 wallets, 7 million trading volume, which is not super much, but it's saving you money, allegedly. So it's basically using different aggregators, and then, you know, you're like able to do batch swaps. So basically able to, like, I can put like 1,000 USDT, and then it will basically distribute it in 3 different tokens for me. And then you can do DCA plans, dollar cost average, and it can do daily transactions and things like that. I never done DCA things, but it seems interesting. And these are probably going to be just the criteria to basically be eligible for the Dzap thing. And the batch swap thing is actually kind of interesting in my opinion, because you can also like add, let's say I want to dump 3 tokens at the same time. So I can put my Zai here, I can put my Ethereum here, and I can put my open dollar governance here, and I can move all of them inside the USDT. Now it's not giving me super good rates here, obviously, but this is like a very assorted thing, because there's no trading pair for Zai. So we can remove that and do 2 tokens into 1. This is actually a very convenient tool, and it's probably going to be saving you in gas fees by doing so. So if you're going to be dumping multiple tokens at once, this might be a great opportunity for you. And then the very last entry here is Treasure LOL, or Magic Treasure, whatever it's basically called. They do have their token called Magic, but there's still like opportunity for them to launch another style of a token at some point. There's a lot of different reward things in this platform, and apparently they have some Genesis thing here. And all of these quests that you do, Cororo Beasts, which we just featured in the beginning of this video, by doing shit there, you are going to be getting these points over here on Treasure. And this platform is also on Arbitrum NOVA. And they also have these things called the treasure names, or was it treasure ID? You can mint those. I'm just trying to find out where we can actually find the actual link for that. It may not show it for me because I have already one, but everything that's being traded here is true with the Magic token. So it's a bit of a different style of a thing. And they have a lot of things here like Magic Swap, and then there's MoonPay, and you know, this is a pretty premium gaming experience inside. you know. But the gems, like, you have to ask the question, like, what exactly are the gems for? So I think they're going to be gearing up at some point of an airdrop at some point. Luckily, or in my luck, I haven't really had the time to really interact with their platform too much, but maybe I probably should be doing that. And there's a lot of some good mints here also if you're looking for gaming projects. But this video is already 20 minutes long, so I'm gonna be wrapping up this video here. And in the future, in the near future, we're gonna be doing optimism. We have to do stacks, and then there's probably something that just slipped my mind. Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing near and ton. So a lot of things to do still, and guys, you just gotta keep grinding. The treasures are waiting for us this year, and the things are gonna go crazier, a lot more going in. And also just want to announce that we are probably gonna be doing a Twitter space with a fellow YouTuber known as Denome, and probably some other YouTube superstars, so it's gonna be a lot of interesting alpha information there. But I'm gonna be, you know, messaging throughout my socials about that potential thing in the future. But for now, I'm gonna be bidding you farewell and seeing you in the next video. Cheers.